What's happening, Hammers? Dan Lawless here, back with another transfer roundup. That's right, we are sort of getting these out every day as there's always fresh news, new players that we're linked with. And we're here to give you our thoughts and perspective on all of these news, rumours, stories, whatever is going on with West Ham in this transfer window. So let's look at some of the main stories that have come out today, right? First of all, the big one is Marko Arnautovic, rumoured to be potentially an interest to Man United and Jose Mourinho. So, I mean, this would be, if true, would be a devastating loss for us, of course. You know, one of our best players last season, won the Player of the Year award. Probably, you would say our best player for that second half of the season, definitely. So it would be a massive loss. It's an interesting one. They're looking for a left-sided midfielder or attacking midfielder, Man United. Now, obviously, he's been playing as a striker for us, playing very well. So, I don't know. I mean, I think they're looking to offload some of their players, Martial being one. I think Martial's on his way out. So, I'd hate to lose Arnautovic. I can't see it happening, although he did play under Mourinho at Inter Milan years ago. He was there on loan, and he didn't stay long, and Mourinho ended up saying he's a fantastic person with the attitude of a child, which is very interesting, although I'm sure Arnautovic has grown and developed a lot since then. Yeah, I'm not sure it'd be the best move for him because, you know, I'm not sure how much game time he will get there in that team. Obviously, they've got players like Sanchez and Lingard, and obviously Martial is still at the club, and you know they've got a lot of attacking players there. So I'm not sure whether it is the best move for him personally. I'd hate to see him go. If he does, hopefully we get big money. I would suggest if they really wanted him, I'd go and say, all right, look, let's do a swap deal for Martial, or a swap deal and we'll give you a bit of cash, like, because Martial is a young player, and you know, when he come on in that FA Cup game, he was one of the bright sparks in that just drab United team. So I would really push for that. It'd be hard to get, obviously the player has to agree to it himself, but if we could somehow make that work, imagine Martial under Pellegrini. He would thrive. So, you know, as much as I love Arnautovic and he was a brilliant player, you know, he's 29, I say a brilliant player, sorry, last season, 29 years old. If you could get Martial, then that's got to be worth it. Let me know what you guys think. It might just be completely out of the realms of possibility, but it looks like Martial's days could be numbered at Man United. So why not use that to our advantage? Who knows? Like I said, it probably won't happen. Arnautovic will probably still be a player at West Ham next season, and I'll be very happy at that. Okay, a player potentially coming in. There's someone that we're linked with is Ahmed Hegazi from West Bromwich Albion. The centre-back, massive centre-back. And yes, and that's an interesting one. Obviously, whenever a team gets relegated, the players the key players in their team, they're the ones that get looked at, and then they have a bit of scrutiny under them. You know, can they really be that good if they got relegated? But apparently he was one of the bright sparks in that West Brom team. I didn't see too much of West Brom, but he is highly rated. And yeah, I think he's one of the key players. He started near enough every game for them last season. Was a very, you know, one of the better players in that team. So for me, that'd be an interesting one. Like 2.5 million release clause is what they're saying, which is nothing. Like you get a player like that for that much money, I'd definitely go for it. Now, obviously, Ogbonna and Rice for me, should be our two first choice centre-backs going into next season. After that, obviously, we've just sadly let Ginger Pele go, James Collins, and Winston Reid could be on his way out. There's talks about him leaving the club. His injury record isn't great as well, so if he does stay, there's a chance he won't be available for many games. So we do need another centre-back, and for me, it's not the biggest priority in terms of position. So if we could get away with getting someone that's decent for 2.5 million, that's a no-brainer for me. You know, he's an Egyptian international. Yeah, I think we should be all over that. Don't even think twice about it. Snap him up straight away. 2.5 million, there you go. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Would you take him? Should we be looking at someone bigger? I mean, obviously they've got Johnny Evans as well, but I think Johnny Evans is older. He's getting on a bit in years. You know, if we just let James Collins go because of his age, you know, Evans is a bit younger than that, but still, like, we want to be looking at slightly younger centre back. So yeah, I think we should be all over that one. And the last sort of main transfer link of the day in terms of players we're linked with, an interesting one, is Edouard Mendy, the goalkeeper from Rennes, or Rennes. Yeah, I mean, it's French League 2, which is one thing, which is something. He plays in the French League 2. So, but he is highly rated. 19 clean sheets in 31 games, which is massive. So, you know, I think it's definitely worth looking at him. Like £2 million they value him at, very cheap. And that's the thing, like, goalkeeping is a position that a lot of people have said that's a priority. We need to address that, which I'd agree. We definitely need another goalkeeper. Hart is not coming back to the club. We're not going to re-sign him. So we've just got Adrian as a senior goalkeeper. Now, for me, goalkeeper isn't a position that I would like to see us attribute a lot of funds to this season and spend big money on. You know, people are talking about Jack Butland, but Jack Butland, I don't. You know, we're gonna have a lot of competition for his signature. I can't see us getting him. You know, £30 million is what they're talking about, which is, I think, the most, you know, I'd pay for Butland. But you're probably going to be looking in advance of that. You know, he's going to the World Cup as well. So if he has a good World Cup, that's going to go up. So for me, I think you take a chance on this guy. You know, he's young. Give him a go. £2 million. You know, and you still got Adrian, you know, who's... You know, if we have that consistent goalkeeper, rather than keep switching it in and out, just, you know, say, right, we're going to go with Adrian this season. We're going to have him as our first choice. We're going to try out this Mendy in the cup, see how he goes, and then go from there. But I just think there are other positions for me that I'd rather prioritise first than the goalkeeper. Some people disagree. Some people say goalkeepers are the number one priority. For me, we have to get a right back. As good as Zabaleta has been for us, we need a bit of youth and a bit of pace at right back, and I just think that's definitely a position we should prioritise. I think we ideally need a left back as well, with push Arthur Masuaku to left wing. I think a central defensive midfielder we needed that last season. Definitely a priority. Definitely someone we should get. A centre midfielder, maybe, to either go in there to play in with Noble or potentially challenge him for a spot. I'd love to see Wilshere come in if we can get him. Signed a deal. An attacking midfielder, creative player. I'd like to see someone like that. Lanzini, if he does stay, his injury record isn't great. So we need that if he's injured, we need that creativity. You know, maybe a right winger, and as well a striker. You know, like, for me, you've got Hugo is probably on his way out. Even if he's not, I just don't think he's good enough for this league. And then Carroll, who also could be out, but if not, he's always injured, so he never plays. So we probably will need a striker, I reckon. I mean, I would like to see, obviously, Hernandez get a chance and get a lot of game time, and I'd like to see, obviously, Arnautovic get played there. But if you get rid of Hugo and Carroll, you need to bring another striker in. So there are a lot of positions we need to address. Hopefully they spend the money. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all our other videos. Like I said, we're going to be updating with all sorts of stuff. I'm going to be back with the West Ham week on Friday. So look out for that, where I look at 3 of the top news stories from West Ham. Doesn't have to be transfer related. We'll see what's going on, see what everyone's talking about. And yeah, we're going to just keep coming out with transfer videos. We've got some exciting stuff planned for in the next few weeks. Some really good stuff coming out. We hope to do a post-season review as well. So just look out for all that stuff. One thing left to say, come on, UI.